This notion that the financial crisis was, one, unforeseeable, and then two, created solely out of recklessness and stupidity, and that there wasn't fraud and there wasn't crime, is absolutely wrong. It's dead wrong.
You'd have to have been a moron to have been in the industry and not realize that there was all sorts of bullshit going on. They're half filled out, numbers crossed out all over the place. They know these are not proper loans. They know what a proper loan looks like.
I mean, it was famously said by somebody, a whistleblowing on the credit rating system, that a cow could have come through and they would have given it a AAA rating.
There were some instances we know of where the auditors complained to their bosses and they were basically told, shut up, rate it investment grade. That's what we're being paid to do. So again, that's fraud.
And in fact, there were some emails several years ago that had an acronym at the end of it, and the acronym stood for I be gone, you be gone. And what that meant was, yes, we know this is a terrible deal for the client. We know it's a bunch of junk, but we don't care because we're getting paid now. So you be gone, I be gone, they're stuck with the bill, who cares?
While plenty of evidence of Wall Street's wrongdoing relating to the crash has emerged over the years, many still maintain that holding actual individuals responsible wouldn't be fair because just like a natural disaster, it was simply beyond anybody's ability to foresee or prevent. But no one who says that has ever talked to Chris Swecker. Chris Swecker was the head of the FBI's criminal division during the George W. Bush administration. And when it comes to the matter of how much responsibility industry insiders actually had in causing the crisis, he doesn't mince words.
You know, there are a lot of people that describe what happened in 2008 and 2009 as the black swan, the unexpected event, the 100-year flood, when in fact this was 100% a man-made disaster.
Swecker first became aware that something was wrong in the mortgage market in 2003 while working as an FBI field agent in Charlotte, North Carolina, where mortgage fraud cases were spiking dramatically.
We started to see a lot of these systemic cases. And I realized that it couldn't just be happening in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I started paying attention to things that were happening bureau-wide in that area. And you could see Atlanta was getting a lot of activity, Miami, all the Florida offices. It looked like the Southeast was really exploding at the time. And then I got to FBI headquarters. I was promoted up to head the criminal division of the FBI, and I realized this is happening across the country. There's something going on here.
Whatever it was, Agent Swecker knew it could be disastrous if left unabated. He quickly put together a strategy to stop the mortgage fraud epidemic in its tracks.
What we decided to do is try to wake the country up to this mortgage fraud. So we did some high-profile takedowns, 2004 and 2005. We did some national level takedowns, and we coordinated our arrests to happen on a specific day. And we tried to splash it across the headlines. And we did that because we wanted people to wake up to it. We wanted to create some deterrent. We wanted to show that some people were going to jail for it and that we were on it. We're flashing neon lights because we see something.
Swecker and his team at the FBI fought day and night to put a stop to the flood of mortgage fraud that was drowning the country. But no matter how many frauds they shut down, new ones always seemed to take their place. And that's when they realized this fraud wasn't originating with the street-level brokers or small-time lenders. It was being fueled by the entire financial system.
What you found is all the components of that financial system had a role to play in committing fraud. You couldn't say, hey, it's just the mortgage brokers, or you couldn't say it's just the title companies or the attorneys. It's rating agencies, mortgage lenders, every individual player inside that food chain. And at the very end of the food chain were the CEOs, the COOs, the CFOs, the boards committing crimes. You know, we thought that La Cosa Nostra and the drug cartels were really smart criminals because they operated like business people. But now you're dealing with real business people who have been in the business world their entire career. Some of them are at the very top of a corporation running it and committing crimes. So, you know, you're matching wits now with the most sophisticated criminals in the world.
As Swecker and the FBI continued their investigation, all signs began to point toward a handful of Wall Street elite as the primary source of this fraud epidemic.
Hey all, become that person nobody dares to argue with. Hit like, subscribe, and that little bell button for notifications. Talk to you soon.